three. Indicate.
Been very good off the bench for the Kings. 5 of 6. Now he's on Dinwiddie. Harris spinning on De'Aaron Fox. Oh, nice pass. They went to double Harris. Got it.
And it leaves Collins open on that weak side block.
Russell and Dinwiddie working. Dinwiddie in the crowd finds Allen.
Oh, we saw it on.
Had to double clutch it and put it in.
Again, just playing aggressive on the offensive end. You want to see more of that from Kevin Huerter.
D'Angelo Russell outside. Harris again. Good again.
Offensive rebounds. You're shooting 37% from the field, and you only have 5 offensive rebounds. If you know that the ball's not dropping, try and go get some second possession somewhere.
The Nets do not have a third quarter field goal. Russell a 3. Yes.
Right on cue. Look.
Beautiful pass by Ben Simmons.
Well, you may see Kenny Atkinson go to Dinwiddie a little earlier than usual here in the third quarter to get him driving it towards the basket.
They need one. Harris.
The Nets cannot put a lid on the Heat. It's a 26-point deficit. Harris gets fouled.
Yeah, you met some fans from England, right, on Sunday?
Yeah, they came up and watched the game.
It was awesome.
I had a good talk with them after the game. Took some pictures with them on the court.
It's awesome. Graham taking contact.
Hands are some of the best in the entire NBA, and they're going to have to do a much better job of keeping them off that. And also the first and second shot, too.
Hollis Jefferson, excuse me.
Going to his left, floating to his left, and just with the nice touch to finish that over top of Rondae Hollis Jefferson.
Joe Harris. David Nwaba, third year from Cal Poly. Harris the answer? Yes. Joe.
78 points.
They've got 40 in the paint compared to the Nets 26. Harris, that's a 3. Joe Harris. 48-39. Oh! And back tomorrow night when they take on the Chicago Bulls. Anthony misses a pair. 47 seconds left. Nets are down by 7. Have to work quickly here. LeVert stumbles. Harris fires and connects.
Up the Nets, 20 points and 10 rebounds.
I will say this, for Jared Allen, that next step for him as Joe Harris knocks down another 3.
Grab it and lay it in on the reverse. Tie game at 63. Harris, another look. Good again.
Tied at 47. First minute of action in this third quarter. Harris, hot hand. Yes. It's a 3.
To 8 points. Swing there. The missed dunk and then the Denver bucket. LeVert attacking Jokic and 1. Crab's 3 is good.
Well, a guy that could load up is Domas Sabonis, averaging 14 points, nearly 10 rebounds.
And he's shooting about 42%, but he's a big reason why they've had their three-point game be effective, because of his efficiency.
Damari Carroll taking it right down the paint that time.
It's 65-58. Pistons have the lead. Brooklyn's basketball. Dudley dishes it deep. Allen.
11-9. Pistons trail by just 2. Harris bobbled the pass, gets it back. Guru for the show and go, and a dish to Allen for a dunk. Nice play.
Better job of moving Lowry around now, not just keeping him in one spot.
Napier going to take the 3 and knock it down. Shabbat.
For John.
Well, we talked about John Collins over this past week, how he's piled up the points in the paint. I mean, they still count, they still add up, and right now John with 16 points. Good.
from long range.
Hey, Marcus Morris has been exceptional from the three-point line, shooting over 42%, but this Boston team in general shoots so much better here at home.
Harris up it through. Timberwolves are one of 3 teams still looking for their first road victory in the NBA this season. Harris from the other side of the court for New York.
Hey, Mario Hezonja is a guy who the Nets really didn't see last time, the last 2 meetings. He's got himself into the starting lineup. He has not shot the ball well.
Harris did a nice job cradling.
It's a 17-6 Washington run. Wizards by 8.
What has been the resurgence for Emmanuel Mudiay this year? It's really just shooting the ball better. His assist percentage isn't up. As Crabbe bangs it.
The feeling he was going to score that basketball as soon as he hit the three-point line. Jared Dudley, an older player, not able to move his feet lateral, but Tobias Harris
to the rim. Norman Powell, more playing time for Powell. He scored 14 in that win over the Knicks. The jumper goes.
That's classic Nene right there. Just a big, strong, big going. That's a tough move against Jared Allen, one of the best shot blockers in the NBA.
Catch and shoot to Maury Carroll, cans a 3.
Down as nobody guarded Buddy Hield.
And the thing you got to be aware of with Buddy Hield, yes, he's a three-point shooter. He's been excellent from beyond the arc, 4th in the league, nearly 43.5%.
That's Harris. It's the mid-range.
After the Lakers game, was Ninja, are you familiar with Ninja?
He's a gamer, right?
I'm pretty certain that Jared Allen was more excited to meet Ninja.
Fareed, right.
Bulls take a 12-11 lead. Spencer Dinwiddie getting ready to check in. The Nets bench was outstanding last night. Cruz gives it up. Hollis Jefferson leaves it for Allen, who finishes with a met by Harris, but Kennard gets it to go. Pistons are on the board, 8-2. Nets have been scoring off Detroit turnovers. Harris leaves it for Levert, who lays it in.
Only gets those 2 rebounds a game is not going to be able to keep Andre away from the basket.
Levert inside.
15-point lead for Orlando. After the Nets had a chance to get it to single digits. Davis for Napier. Hides around him like an old oak tree and knocks it down.
And Kenny Atkinson, I think, delivered that message before the game for them, making sure that they were ready to go with that big first quarter. Good delivery here.
Isaac's 3rd 3 of the game.
Isaac's got 13 points.
The lead doesn't last.
Possessions off on defense, so they rely on their teammate to cover for them.
Quickly off. He'll play the point for Brooklyn. Ross for 3.
Jackson just showing that zone coming out of that timeout, David. Right back to the man.
You got a good shot. Perkins went over the top to Harkless. He converts, and we're back tied at 122.
Little pistol action right there.
Russell, and 1. Count the ball.
6. It's great offense. One side to the other. Little dribble handoff, and everything going right down the middle.
Dinwiddie on Yes, using the hashtag WhereBrooklynAt or email nets at YesNetwork.com. Russell starts the 3rd.
That's Brooklyn ball.
That's going to get.
And this year played in 64 games. That's a career high. But again, not a lot of action since the All-Star break. We didn't know until about 7 minutes before we came on the air that he was.
After missing their first 12, comes from the rookie.
Nice offensive rebound. Joel, instead of taking it up to the glass himself, kicked it back out.
I knocked it out of bounds. How about the headbands from Butler and Embiid? Have you noticed the Rondae's rocking it too? These headbands are coming back.
The tie, the karate.
Yeah, the tie. Yeah. Jared Allen finishes.
Round pick, and it turned out to be a beauty. 102-89. Harris rises and fires.
Up one. This fourth quarter tonight might be interesting. These teams have battled all night long.
Having a nice night. Made 10 of 12 shots. 24 points for Mason Plumlee.
2 minutes of shutout.
Harris inside.
Really opened up the floor for the Nets, so they were able to find driving lanes, get to the rim easily, but now just 4 of 17 from the three-point line.
Harris, big shot is good. That ends.
Atkinson gives them one more possession. You never want to call really early timeouts. If they don't score here and the Pacers do, I'm sure he'll be up.
Harris says no need you.
Yep. No.
Curry, that was a Curry-esque three, and it ties the game at 97. Caruso. Oh! Rodion!
Huh? That's what I'm going with.
Okay. Here it's nice out there. I thought about getting a timeshare there.
Really?
Yeah.
Harris, reverse lay. And Miami is up to 39% shooting. 70-63. Russell the curl. How did he find Davis? Gets it to go.
Looking to drive, kicking. Hamilton firing. These are important minutes to close out this quarter for Atlanta. You don't want to get buried going to the fourth. Davis with
5 on the shot clock. Corner 3 for Beverly. No good. Allen the rebound. Russell the ball. Nets down 2. 7 seconds left. Russell finds Allen for the slam. Tie game. It's tied with.
By from Magruder, he accelerated by Joe Harris for his first bucket, and the Heat's first 2 scores have come in the paint. D'Angelo Russell gets a screen from Davis and sends it back to the big fella. Good work on the pick.
He's been unstoppable. 20 points for John Collins.
He's taken 15 shots.
And what you got to do as far as distributing the basketball.
LeVert and Davis. Oh, the slip to the rim. Jared Allen.
Up for Nurkic. A number of players chiming in tonight, showing their support for the big man in Portland.
Last time out, Coach Bud said against the zone, we're just standing around, especially the 2 wings and the guy at the top of the key. We need to start setting screens and driving and getting inside of the paint. Pat Connaughton said, if you're going to set a screen, get some space, and then other people need to.
Quarter, they had 7 turnovers in the first. So far, the second, they're shooting 6 of 8. No turnovers in the second quarter for Philly. Here comes Russell, the pump fake on Mark.
On the season. Mark, this guy, as you and I both know, has improved his game so much year after year after year. He very seldom ever misses a game.
They closed out on Harris, a deadly three-point shooter. Allen working off the elbow to grab.
Nice.
Kurucs with the easy slam.
In that loss on Thursday night. Comes back to get it. Russell made 8 threes on this floor a couple of weeks ago in his 40-point effort. Backdoor cut. Nice feed from Jared Allen.
Beautiful.
Travion Graham. Shot was close to being in the air when that whistle was blown.
So 2 layups and
you can see the wipeout right there in front of the official and everybody.
Harris fires, fills it up.
LeVert was careful after already picking up 1 foul.
Yeah, somebody's got to help out, though, when he's coming to his right-hand side, especially.
That's very sloppy already to begin this game. Russell nearly lost it again. Attacking defense from the Pacers. Shot clock is down to 4. LeVert will take and hit.
2-game streak where he had made a 3-pointer. Smith on a kick. Finney Smith. That part of his game has developed. Finney Smith, a stretch 4 now, the 3rd-year forward out of Florida.
And Bert, he's shooting 45% from the three-point line this season.
Here's Russell to Crab. He fires. Book it. It's a three.
Yeah, and you got the Nets bench standing up. You know, Dirk is a player that all these guys grew up watching and idolizing. You know, you get Rhodey with the start here. You know, Dirk is the highest scorer ever from Europe. He really kind of set the bar for players coming in, winning the MVP, winning a championship and a finals MVP.
I mean, let's put it into perspective. Dirk.
Gabrielle Unionway, Dwayne's wife, all in the house, including New England Patriots owner Robert Kraft, who came to Brooklyn just to see Dwayne Wade's final game. 2:47 left, first quarter, a 3-point lead for Brooklyn. Theo Pinson is in right now for the Nets. He is a rookie they like. And that's Rondae Hollis-Jefferson.
Working on the inside, and with the Nets and their philosophy on defense, they're going to allow you some mid-range looks, but because of some of those ball screens, he's getting way too clean of looks right there in the paint at the elbow.
15 now for J.J. Barea. 87-85 Mavericks. Dallas comes in 7-9 on the season. Napier extra feed. Davis lays it in.
They're shorthanded, so I think that's the reason why he's going to get that done.
Opening tip delivered by Papa John's, and the Nets control it. Russell on the outside finds the cutter. Jared Allen back in his. 91-88 Celtics. Pinson using the Davis screen. Hayward sticks with him. 10 to shoot. Carroll to Russell. Fade away. On target.
Rivers. Another long ball. That's short. It's an air ball. He's made 3 of them tonight. 3 of 6. Kurucs again for 3.
Our guys done a nice job on the perimeter. Now we've given up a couple wide open looks, but for the most part we're hyper vigilant on the perimeter.
Spurs only had 7 turnovers last night. That was not the problem. Stopping the other guy was, and Russell connects for another triple.
Good thick hair, lines all over the place. I can't keep it in control, especially with this humidity of Florida. I don't have the volume, the balance.
Here's Russell. Hits the 3.
Rebound, L.A. Double team, Bellinelli for 3.
Nope. Now Marcus got to be leaning one side or the other.
Yeah, it was too straight on almost for him.
Right.
No problem at the other end.
Jared Allen, but
Prince called for a foul.
Prince is coming right into him.
Prince was called for a personal foul. And then Allen, the technical foul. Russell, a 3. And it's good for D'Angelo Russell. And the Nets grab the...
Dotson in and out. Jared Allen, who's been very limited after picking up 2 early fouls. Allen scoreless in 9 minutes with the rebound.
Harris started off auspiciously. Pinson.
Oh, he buries it.
Martin on that team, and who was at that time was one of the best power forwards in the league.
Ed Davis is checked in. Harris fires.
So it's what Chris Fleming just told Michael Grady. Taking care of the defensive glass. You can't give them second looks.
Joe Harris from Fort Hamilton.
Who's playing the 5, the 4? And Bledsoe going to guard DeMarre Carroll.
An interesting move in a game in which Brooklyn has dominated the boards.
Yeah.
Currently 45-32. 3-pointers.
Of course, we've seen D'Angelo Russell excel from the 3-point line, but that will help stretch the floor. That will pull out this Hornets defense.
Harris? Oh, yeah.
Anybody in Vince knew that. Took it right to his chest.
34-18. Dudley is in. Harris again.
Good defensively, regardless of anything else. It's about him being at help side, how he moves, but he is able to constantly stay in front of his matchup, and that changes what the Nets can do defensively.
Raptors beat the Knicks on Saturday, 104-99. Harris lines it up. Bottom.
Back-to-back threes to open up this game for the Thunder.
He's just reminding you, don't forget, I'm a passer too, but I can call my own number as well.
And Harris comes right down. fouls. Kenny Atkinson applauds the defensive effort. Napier, Carroll, Graham, Davis, and Russell. Napier buries the...
Martin just 3 points so far, going for more. Comes in, tip it in, no, missed it. And Napier is wide open. The Nuggets going.
Denver's not moving this group right here, and it started in the last few minutes of the second quarter.
Just come back from missing points off turnovers now in this game for Minnesota.
Derrick Rose and Tyus Jones have been absolutely off the charts together in this game today.
Crab has a tough three by
floor longer and making people pay when they're playing small. Whiteside could be a small ball wrecking ball for Miami. Russell sends it out. This is Harris. Winslow switches to him. Crabb will fire from three and bury it.
DeMar Carroll's on for Coolidge for Brooklyn. Blake misses. Allen with the rebound. Harris stays in the game. 2 fouls or not. Dishes to Crabb. He sends it and scores it.
Hard cut. Jones. Strong rebound by the Fro. Who's going to step forward here offensively for Brooklyn? Allen Crabb, a three.
Off the mark, here come the Nets. Spencer Dinwiddie. Dinwiddie three, and he hits the 62nd combined.
And by the way, the Nets been running a zone, and the Celtics just seem a little hesitant against that zone.
Russell gets it back to the three, buries it.
John Collins continues to impress on the offensive end.
Bazemore and Russell getting tangled up. D'Angelo.
Yeah, he's nearing a double-double.
Yeah, he's been real solid.
Hood, a look up. Looked like he was trying to pass the ball to Nance, and a shot at the last instant. Back come the Brooklyn Nets. Got to keep Russell undertow if they can. That's a big if, though, as Russell scores.
Oh, if he can, he'll score a lot of points. He's going to score a lot of points. It's almost a homecoming for Tobias Harris. A great mid-range jump shot.
2010 New York Mr. Basketball. Russell again with the left hand.
Too deep. He's just too big. If you let it get him 3 feet from the basket, it is almost impossible to stop him when you're undersized, as this Nets roster, I should say, lineup is. So Karis LeVert is 5 for...
And every one of his teammates talk about the athleticism and the burst. And you see it with the ball in his hands, but also working in short spaces.
We just talked about Richard Jefferson. He benefited from that sprinting ability with Jason Kidd. Spencer Dinwiddie.
Too good offensively for the Nets to stay in that zone. Look for Kenny Atkinson to make the adjustment here. Russell creeps into the paint. That's a high arching.
Back here at home, a lot of times when you come back to home, the initial part of the game, you got to fight through some early jitters, and then you settle in.
Russell got the step, got the finish.
Sarah, excuse me. That was their 4th team foul. So a side out for Brooklyn. Russell penetrates, and he lays it in. What was his favorite move from this year? And it was the pump fake on Jared Allen moments ago. 11-9 lead for Houston. Carmelo Anthony is in for the Rockets. Russell, mismatch, challenges Capella. Sneaky play.
With a left-handed flip from about 14 feet out. He's the Heat's top scorer tonight with 14. Heat ahead by 12. Ed Davis gives the handoff to Harris. And he hung in the air and hit it over.
18-6 in this fourth.
And a combination of the Nets getting the same looks offensively.
Harris throws it away. Carroll able to receive it. Nets looking for a bucket here. Harris gives it to him.
Awesome take by Joe Harris.
Doesn't take it over the zone. Porter swings it. Dunn lines it up. Way off.
Well, they made their selection who they wanted to have shoot that. That's by design.
Nets can get it to single digits here. Harris, the penetration. Joe Harris. 95-88. Davis hands to Harris. Fakes on Capella. And Harris with...
We'll take it at the top. He'll survey. Lobs over Allen, and that was a chancy pass that Allen got a piece of and deflects to Damari Carroll.
That's another one of those times where the pass just isn't there because Jared Allen refusing to guard Nurk out on the perimeter.
LeVert laid it up and in. Played through the cut.
It's too bad they weren't his first three for him. I know. I wish. Terry Mills and Brent Price still have the NBA record with 13 consecutive threes. LeVert with a basketball for Brooklyn. LeVert with a drive. Plays it up, plays it in.
Like him, though. No, apparently not. He's now missed a couple from there. LeVert one-on-one with Sexton. LeVert, he got bumped there by Djigic. No call. And Felicio, the touch. So the Nets, again, down by double figures. Chicago has had answers all night. Carroll. Nobody home, and Damari Carroll.
I think that within the team and the players, they believed it prior to the season, and it was more of a hope. Now I think it's become an expectation considering where they sit, that they have a tough finish to this schedule.
One of those good decisions on the move towards the hoop from Harris. Yeah, and the thing that will happen with that is Joe Harris will get more and more free looks from the outside. Not free, but more open three-point shots. Russell gets a look from...
Wizards trying to snap a 4-game losing streak. It's the third losing streak of at least 4 games for Washington this season. And during this slide, they've allowed...
You see it. D'Angelo's been playing great, but it's like almost in moments like this, you want to see him get other people involved, even though he's been shooting the ball extremely well. Second
Washington turnover. Dinwiddie gives it up. Here's Russell using the Davis screen. The pull-up high archer. Russell splash.
So playing quarterback, got it to his man. 3 for a quarter, 4 for $1, and Adams had 4 cracks at it and comes up empty.
He's one of the top offensive rebounders in the league at 4.8 a game. He just got 3 right there.
D'Angelo Russell into the corner. Paul George closing out on Harris. Allen Crabbe broke out of his shooting slump in the last game and starts off.
Crabbe picked up the foul. Sexton stopped on a dime, missed it though. Here comes Crabbe. Good job by Larry Ennis Jr. to pick up in transition. He's very good at that, Crabbe. Sends it on a long miss.
He was drafted by Brooklyn, played 2 seasons here, and he's going after his former team. 12 first quarter points for Plumlee. Now Russell trying to get away from Torrey Craig. Good shot.
That's a great shot. But 117 to 110. Dinwiddie scoops it up. Down to 23 seconds left. Harris gives it up for Russell. Tight defense there from Barea. Russell fires and hits. A 3.
Harris works around the screen, trying to hang with the bigger Batum. Allen looking to claw it away from Zeller and does. That's with their starting 5 back on the floor. Russell thought about it. Harris cutting. Good movement here. Allen on the attack on a gorgeous bounce pass.
With fire, giving Damian extra chances at it.
Blazers lead it by 9. Lillard buries his second 3 of the night. Crabbe passes up a look at 3, run off the line by Mo. Russell 13 to shoot. Under 3 minutes remaining. Russell on the screen from Allen. He'll roll. Challenged by Nurk. Too late, a flush.
He's averaged around 16 points per game over his last 10. Good hands from Allen. Harris veering through traffic in transition. Harris finds Allen for the flush. The
7-6 with the hair. Legitimately. The fro is 7 inches.
You think he can get that on roster?
Another jam. Del Carter Jr. on a rack attack. Tied at 53. Allen. Hands to Russell. Oh, Jared Allen!
Brooklyn won. 9:11 to play. D'Angelo Russell into the lane. Deep for Allen.
And Cantor. They have combined for all 9 Knick points. Nets lead by 4.
Good intensity to the game. These two teams played in the preseason. You can tell this is for real.
They played a couple of times.
Yeah. Russell off to a slow start.
This is not a shot blocking team. That time Russell got all the way to the deep paint and was able to finish.
There's the pick and roll, and that'll be a goaltend as Ferguson was a lit.
We'll take more of that from the entire club to get back in it.
And they're going to have to really dig in with the defense.
Yes.
With a hole in the roof, layup is good.
Arm of Allen. 23 in the game for Rose. Harris to Carroll inside. An extra pass.
Has really picked up his game.
Drives in. Finds Dudley in the corner. Back up top to Harris. Joe to Dudley.
Dudley doesn't want to shoot the ball. He's been open.
Gives it. Kuruc lays it in.
Even exasperated look like I'm all over him. What can I do?
Joe, a lot of defenders probably feel that way about you at times as well, but that's the truth. That's what Klay Thompson can do.
Harris gets free, lays it in. 24 for Joe Harris.
Shoot, just underway here in the second quarter. Nets are trying to snap a 2-game losing streak. They have dropped 3 of their last 4. The Bucks, one of the hottest teams in the league, best record in the NBA, but they're 9-1 in their last 10. Pinson penetrates. Pass underneath. Davis slips it in. And the Nets, with a chance to regain the lead, will hit the 5-minute mark of the 4th. Nets have won 6 in a row. That's the longest current winning streak in the NBA. Dinwiddie gets around 2 defenders and explodes to the rim for the... Remains in there. He has played 14 minutes.
Now with Russell on the floor, they'll shift into a 2-guard.
Harris hands to LeVert. Wow. Penetrates. The acceleration. Karis LeVert. A hole.
Something with Valanciunas, he doesn't really jump on his jump shot, so he's able to come with the pump fake all the way up, wait till you come out on him, and does do a good job with a fairly quick first step to drive.
61-57 Toronto. Russell's pull-up is there. At 85% his entire career.
Oh, yes.
That's the number that he's hit. Rivers defending Russell. Swing it. Harris find the cutter. Jared Allen. Big finish for the throw.
The Nets are 11 for 11 from the free throw line and only shooting 40%. And they lead by 2 because of those free throws. LeVert. And Dudley. What a back pass. Beautiful pass and cutting Morris Harris when the...
Get 2 run, 76-65, 4:37 to go here in the 3rd. It's as if Nurkic handed the baton to Cantor. Right?
It's a relay.
Just keep going at him. Go. Harris, nice curl to lay it home.
Right type of energy. And for Brooklyn, excellent with this group because against the Chicago Bulls team, they had a nice-looking lead that they allowed to diminish. You want to get that back.
Harris leaves it.
You just wrong. Let's see Harris, who's just been put back in the game for Brooklyn. And on the opposite side, J.J. Redick are guarding one another. Both have struggled in game 4. And right over Embiid.
I'm going to finish you off tonight if you're not careful.
25-22 Chicago. 1 out of 2 from Markkanen. Crab, is he feeling it? Yes, indeed. Allen.
He's putting up points and scoring on that end of the floor.
Gordon with 6 after the 2 made free throws. Nets down 5. Graham taking it to the rim and 1. He'll go to the line with a chance.
But then you get it low. That's when the mice can come in and get the cheese.
Layman chases Crab over the Davis screen. Crab, a runner, a push shot up ahead.
Run after Brooklyn sprints out to the 10-point lead.
Russell turns the corner and goes uncontested for two.
Still tied at 78. Simmons is matching up against Dinwiddie. Dinwiddie. Terrence Ross lost track.
Don't you agree that players appreciate when everyone gets talked to when they should be talked to?
Oh, yeah.
Nets have won 2 straight road second halves of back-to-backs. Lopez off on a 3, rebound Dinwiddie. Of course, those 2 straight wins came after 32, make it 33 straight losses in the road halves of back-to-backs and second halves of back-to-backs. Harris connects on.
As we get set to go here in the second quarter, Wizards shot 59% from the field in that first quarter. Brooklyn shot 50%. Five rebound advantage for the Nets. Boy, that one luckily comes right back to Brooklyn and they score.
I just don't know how well you would do with these bats flying around.
Oh, you saw how afraid I am.
You are very afraid.
Davis goes to the reverse and finishes.
Spurs have built a 2-point attempt here. We got something for you, Nate. 24-10.
All right.
Hollis Jefferson.
Hollis Jefferson, again, a wild young man.
Joe Harris. They run him off that 3-point line. Allen inside.
Bogdanovich, again, 24 straight games in double figures.
I mean, I don't think that anybody tells him not to. But like Sabonis knows, the 3-point shot is not something he necessarily should be taking. It's Karooks.
Flat on his feet just then until the ball came to him. And the largest lead of the night for Philly. It's 21-14. Again, a lot of points here. Hollis Jefferson lobs it up. Allen, the
8-7. Indiana just underway in Brooklyn as Russell bounces inside and scoring is hot.
He forced Ed to commit to trying to stop the shot and then laid it off for Ennis.
Blazers open up their largest lead, up 11. Rondé Hollis Jefferson inside to Davis.
Look for them, execute.
Only 3 first-half turnovers. They forced 13 and scored 14 points off those. As Joe Harris gets loose.
D'Angelo Russell has 29. Harris from Allen. Layup is good, and suddenly Joe Harris
to 7, and we've hit the final minute of this opening quarter. Knicks collectively 6 of 8 at the line.
A rare lead for the Knicks in the first quarter. That's been an aberration this season.
Napier runner took Trier off the dribble.
A guy like Allen, a lot of movement, body and ball movement. You can lose these Timberwolves players on this end.
LeVert gets Wiggins on his hip, dances his way to 2.
Joe Harris got caught watching the ball, read it, able to move without it, and Butler caught it.
Russell the cutter back out to Allen. Harris, who's been awfully quiet tonight.
Almost 41% from the 3-point line. Big aspect to his game and why the Bulls were so excited about him after his rookie year.
And Levine getting ready to check back in after he left with an injury. Russell hits the...
Rather than trailing that and allowing Leonard to have an extra step, he goes underneath the screen to beat him to the spot.
Harris again. Oh, yeah! Joe!
Like we've highlighted with Dinwiddie.
Simmons leaves it for Korkmaz, and it's rebounded by Davis. That's trail 69-65. Harris, hot hand. Yes. Ibaka sets up in the paint and scores. Serge Ibaka now with 8 points and 5 rebounds. Harris to the rim, finishes. 70-65, Brooklyn. Allen.
We have 9 from the floor, just 9 points tonight. Williams floater, soft roll, can't get it to drop.
No, that's his shot, though. This is a crucial time. You don't have very much time. You got to be able to knock down shots.
Like that.
There you go.
It's an offensive rebound.
Kenny Atkinson's team
has been defending really well of late, Sarah. 82 points they gave up to Phoenix the other night. Here's Harris, a three, and it's good again.
Alan Williams, the former Phoenix Sun, out with an ankle issue.
So that's tantamount to at least 2 starters.
Just dominating play, 64-61. Shumpert is on Russell. Now Harris driving on Fox.
Knicks also had 6 steals, 3 from Hardaway.
Yep. And Hardaway in his confrontation with LeVert. Now, previous LeVert beat him back door.
Harris driving on Burke. Joe Harris.
3. 3:50 left. Period 3. We've had our 2 mandatory timeouts in the quarter. Napier leans in.
Copyrighted. Okay, copyrighted.
Jump shot from Bridges. Rebounded by Napier. And it's a compliment, by the way.
No, it is a compliment. I just like it.
He just finds a way to get it done. Crabbe nails it from downtown.
3 minutes remaining. First quarter here in Brooklyn. Dinwiddie dishes off. Nets lead the Knicks by 3.
Haven't seen that zone look yet, too, for the Nets.
Russell, open 3 is good. His
D'Angelo Russell will lob it. Allen and the foul.
Largest lead tonight has been 14 for the Nets. Both teams have just called their use it or lose it timeouts. Harris leaves it for Russell. Shot clock winding down. The cut. Dudley.
Todd goes to get it. Gallo a good look at the 3. Nets run out. Dudley out of San Diego. Still makes his home there. Gets it back against Beverly. He's bigger, he's stronger, and he proves.
will drop to 0-2 on the road. And we'll have a couple more away from home next week. Nice no look. Russell to Fareed.
Allen Crabbe just absolutely locked in, and you love to see that out of a player like him who had been playing so well prior to getting hurt.
Kurucs gets free for the slam. Timeout.
Tap possession with a minute to go. They trail 124 to 123. Russell behind the back. Gives it up to Harris. The drive. Harris sneaks inside for 2.
Great.
We approach 9 minutes to play in the fourth. Houston 97, Brooklyn 90. Davis releases from that screen. Harris fills the spot. Harris takes it, slicing to the rim, gives it up. Davis flips it in.
A blind screen like that.
4th turnover by the Wizards so far has led to 7 Brooklyn points. Underneath. Pretty pass. And
Get a few pats on the back as he was exiting. Now these guys love him, and I just think, oh, look at this cut by Davis.
And a nice 15-point lead for Indiana. Largest of the game.
This is where you have to come back and make sure you get a good set.
And they did.
There you go.
James Harden has 47 points. 118-105 Rockets. Allen gets the step, slams it down.
Remember, Orlando was, what, 1 for 12, I think? So that would be 4 of their last 4. Yep. From beyond the three-point line. Here's Harris.
Well, Joe Harris has become at this point in time.
It's like a reunion tour for you. Every night in the NBA. People you played with, people that coached you. Harris, what a set. Harris moving without the ball.
Steve Clifford talking. We've got to find ways to manufacture points. We get a few more trips to the free throw line, maybe some offensive glass stick backs. Friendly bounce.
Tied at 50.
Oh, strong move to the start by Kimba off the DHO with Cody Zeller. Kimba was standing still. He turned on the jets and left Russell on his first step. Joe Harris, not just tonight.
He played well in the playoffs last year, McConnell did for Philadelphia. Harris heating up. That is.
I can't think of one. Travion Graham to Russell. Joe Harris. Boy, a lot of daylight to shoot the three.
Not enough time, gives a window of room for D'Angelo Russell to get it off. A good read there by Russell.
Joe Harris got a three. Clark takes. Rebound. Allen. Russell popped it in the air.
And I know James is playing at a high level, but there's so much standing around and just ISO basketball for him.
Nice touch, Joe Harris.
Him and I'm gonna have fun on the court.
Yeah, and I know that he always talks about you, and we know that. I want to talk about, too, just last night you guys had a great event at Adidas and unveiling the next level shoe. But what was really cool is just the teammates.
And pumped up, and whether it's good or bad, you obviously hope there's more good nights than bad, but he's involved, and when he gets involved, he gets others involved with him.
Double figures for Kuruc, just like last night, as Harris sticks the landing. Magical up by 18.
And splits defenders. He's bodying with D'Angelo Russell, who's doing a good job.
Harris lets it fly, and he got fouled. A three goes down.
Nets are in this man-to-man and get an opportunity there off the pick and roll, and oftentimes a zone. That's what you take away, the ability for a lot of those ball screens.
Harris at
12 points for Kuzma. And it's a 2-point lead for Brooklyn. Harris, bottom.
Consistently night in and night out.
Rodney Hood gets the runner. And we're tied at 6. Just about 3 minutes gone by here in the opening quarter. Harris catch and shoot. Book it for 3.
So I got cancer. Some guys' minutes are going to get cut short, and sometimes you don't know when that might be you. And so as a team, the Blazers have to have patience with one another as they work through the new.
Young, and Thaddeus Young has 12. McDermott is chasing Harris. Harris banked it in. He had to.
That's going to be to see how they use him and how the guys start to understand his advantages will really dictate their offense, this season.
And Davis holds up defensively.
When he starts getting 25 touches in the paint like that, that's when this team will turn the corner.
Harris spins. Oh! Really struggled without him. They went 12 and 25 without him in the lineup. Harris gets inside, and there's the strength of Joe Harris.
Carroll and D'Angelo Russell doing a good job bodying up, and that's exactly what you want to see, the late recovery.
They lost Harris on a cut to the rim, and Russell
stretches you out, and he realizes Joe Harris on him. He attacks right down the middle of his body.
Nice look. Russell to Harris for 2.
Yes, he did. Didn't have a lot of space, but somehow got that shot off high off the glass. Going to the basket, it's Harris for 2.
Although just 32% in his career. That's where you have to understand your personnel.
A nice answer for.
He's going to get his, and we'll see how much Philadelphia starts opting just to post him up.
Great look for Harris. It hits.
Jim, over his career best scoring average has come against the Nets.
Yeah, pretty good against this team.
Harris rattles one in from down.
So now Embiid with the Sixers trying desperately to find their game to come back has to sit with 5 personal fouls.
To marching Gortat on the roll to get confidence early during a game.
Here's Harris, a very good shooter.
Got it in. Creek getting ready to check in as Kenny Atkinson is looking for something to spur this team on. Napier floats, gets the deuce.
Of the 3 games this year against Orlando. Shows you how important regular season series are. Laverne, pass you down.
Going on the help, could not get a piece of it. 106-91, Chicago.
Laverne playing point guard now.
Laverne gets it to go.
23 points for Gobert on 9 of 11 shooting. LeVert gets that one to drop.
Excellent to see, getting deep in the paint.
78-65, Detroit. LeVert. Beautiful first step and a chance for three.
Yes. You know, and again, we talked about that step back, but on that one, he kind of pushed off a little bit. Great cut by Allen Crabbe, D'Angelo Russell.
Randall, but with some help you need from a teammate when he gets that deep.
Crabbe, catch and shoot. There it is, Allen Crabbe.
Right underneath the basket. And a big reason we see they've got players that can penetrate and drive.
And Crabbe knocks down his first three.
From beyond, buries it. The Sixers could use a hot JJ. He's got 13. Sixers down 11.
Timely shooting right now by Mr. Reddick. Sixers when they need it most.
Area. Hasn't gotten it to go every time, but they're getting there.
Blazers on an 8-0 run, and the Nets have missed their last 6 shots. Napier finds Carroll. Following jump shot, I think then Crabbe with a following.
Tay Morris. It's 39, Nuggets 28, 9:38 to go in the second. And Crabbe hits a three. He has not shot it well this season. Under 26% from 3, but hits his first 2.
Not to mention he's coming off of a 3-point game.
Crabbe with the
A lot of tattoos.
I'm just saying what I've heard. Korver, pull up, no.
I don't know what you heard, but I just maybe that he just has to get healthy.
Is that it?
Maybe that it is.
Here's Dinwiddie with a pull-up jump. It rims in.
Documented about the talk of Ben Simmons and his reluctance to shoot the basketball, but if you let him play on the open floor, he is going to make you pay. Second three.
With the lead.
And the area that the Nets have been so good lately and for such a long stretch has been in the third quarter. Has been coming out of the half, making necessary adjustments.
Kurucs taking it to the rim. And
22 points. They won game 3 here Thursday. 131-115 to 2 straight win. Shot on the fly is off the glass and through.
Of James Borrego.
Hornets have a 1-point lead on the road. Joe Harris changes all that.
Jason Tatum. Second year hasn't been as smooth for Tatum. A lot of hype going into year number 2. Kobe Bryant stamp of approval. Rony on Kurucs.
Graham snatches the rebound. Here is Harris. This time on the move. Glides it over to Allen, who spins in for 2.
With his development there, and he kind of had a lost year the last season. He was ready for the NBA, thought about making the move back in 2017, decided to take the plunge in 2018. Harris, one-on-one with Robinson. The zigzag by Harris leaves it for Davis, who gets it to go.
He plays the same way. You know, he keeps his cool. You don't area him up. And using that 6-7 frame really has an advantage, especially when you're a shooter.
Kurucs drills the 3.
Meanwhile, D'Angelo Russell, he's the Nets' best scorer with LeVert out, but he is struggling. He rolled that one in, but he admitted.
14-6 edge here. Make it 14-6 now for Orlando.
And that, of course, has been one of the big reasons in a lot of their wins that they've been able to walk away with those, whether it was Boston, whether it was Houston, out-rebounding the opponents.
Harris taking it inside. So Harris able to score. Now Steve Cliff.
Just a solid player for Eric Spoelstra, someone he's been consistent, relied upon, averaging nearly 20.5 points, but he's shooting so well, not only from the field but from the three-point line, but really has just turned himself into a scoring threat.
Napier on the fadeaway.
0 for 2 on threes tonight.
Well, he's not forcing it tonight.
No.
I felt he was forcing a lot in New York.
Got 13 in the game.
He's only taken, what, 1 3, 2 threes. Hasn't made it.
To 103.
Kawhi Leonard now with 11 points in 13 minutes, 49-48 Raptors. Graham nearly lost it. Dinwiddie comes to the ball. Timer down to 10. Allen with Ibaka swiping at it. Dinwiddie slash and kick. Napier ball fake. Nice find. Allen. He buries it. Bradley Beal, an all-star last season. This is a really talented backcourt.
It's a really talented team. That's what's been so confusing. A lot of people had them. This might have been the year where they get to a conference final, but they've just gotten off to such a slow start.
D'Angelo. 10:46 to go, third quarter. Russell will bring it the other way. Karis LeVert has been a handful tonight. Russell surveys, bounces to Allen. He fakes, two defenders raise.
30 homers a year for 20 years.
Well, Aaron was what, 715? I think
Yeah.
it was 715. Yeah.
Well, no, he got to 756. But Babe Ruth was 714.
Oh, 715. Okay. It's been a long time since.
Assists. Ninth double-double for the rookie from Oklahoma. Nice cut.
That was the fourth attempt from long range for Thomas, and he got his first.
Good physical defense from Austin.
Oh, great pass by
580. Brown 6 of 9 from the field. 14 points for the Celtics. Davis hands to Carroll. He'll fire. He's fouled. Chance at a 4-point. We live in a new world in the NBA. Bigs are expected to shoot threes. It's no longer a bonus.
In that scenario, Dwayne Casey has given him the green light he's worked on.
Tough layup. Joe Harris.
Side of the floor. And how about the composure just to show the ball for a second? Nobody around him for a block shot attempt.
7 points for Devin Booker.
Interesting that they've left 8 out on the floor, isn't it?
With the 2 fouls.
Yeah.
Kurucs again, Jim.
Space to make it work. Exactly, but that was a good pass. It wasn't a bad pass. I mean, just a little low.
Yep. Skidding pass. Davis out there with Russell, Carroll, Dudley, and Napier. Everyone's doing a good job extending their defense here. Napier created something, though, and hit it quick. That was all Napier.
Got a good look at it after the ball fake. And the Celtics up by 9. The Nets bench is 6 of 8 from the field. The starters 5 of 17. Napier fires. He's got it.
29 points. Needs 2 more rebounds for a double-double. 135, 114.
Well, he's playing extremely well. I mean, he got to be really happy about the way he's playing.
Second side, make sure that you're shifting the defense and rotating.
Nice cut from Kurucs.
Screen from Davis. Russell hesitation. Oh, what a foul!
A perfect game, the way he picked apart the pick-and-roll defense of the Bulls. Nice job again.
Especially offensively. Kemba has all 6 points. He's going to step up and join him in
Back. Russell, blocked by Sexton. Russell inside to Kurucs.
Looks where they're just about 5-7 feet from the rim.
Penetration. Russell gives it up.
Nets with good bounce right now. Russell with the defender on his hip.
Buddy and Bogey, Grant, if they can't fall asleep.
Get into D'Angelo Russell early.
Here. Dribble drive. Napier all the way. Put it under.
Celtics lead at 17-15. Napier finds up Morris. Drives in. Fakes. Spins.
Pulling him in the paint by 22. Napier, nice look.
Resilient, they've responded, and they have been excellent.
That's a 12 more free throw attempts, only 2 more free throws made. And there's a...
We approach 2 minutes to go. First quarter. Dinwiddie gives it up. Kurucs hit.
But Donovan, Joe Harris has been no factor. Boy, fellas.
Here.
Big time. And I know as Nets fans, we love seeing all of this for this Brooklyn team. It has been entirely about taking care of business in the games ahead of them. There's still 8.5 minutes left in this one. They've got to keep this same focus.
Travion Graham drains it from long.
D'Angelo Russell. Brooklyn down by 1. Russell into Harris for the lead.
3-pointers for Harris. It's been a tight one. 13 ties, 9 lead changes, but now the Nets have to buckle down. They trail 101-94. Just about 3 minutes gone by in the fourth. Off the double team. Napier lines it up. Shabazz Napier.
Month, former Buck, also will be inducted in the Naismith Hall of Fame.
Paul Westphal, grew up idolizing him. Bobby Jones. When we played the Sixers in our grueling playoff series, I had to guard Doc and had to try and score against Bobby Jones. Talk about double duty. It's good to see the.
Who's playing the 5, the 4? Bledsoe going to guard DeMarre Carroll.
An interesting move in a game in which Brooklyn has dominated the boards.
Yeah.
Currently 45-32. 3-pointers.
Aggressive, which is something new that I've seen.
Yeah, Roz, we asked him what he'd say to the team before the game. He said he was going to show them a video montage as Allen finally gets the Nets their first points.
Play a lot of zone, matching up, and because of that way, anytime that you go by a player, you're going to be double teamed immediately.
Kuruc still in the ball game with 2 fouls.
It's putting Butler in that pick and roll with Simmons, a hard roll by Simmons that allowed the opportunity for Butler to get that mid-range.
Here's LeVert. He's got all 6 of the Nets points. Make it 8.
Miami lead is 8. Russell, Davis, Carroll, Kuruc laying it in off the
slam off the follow. Hardaway missed the floater. So Mitchell Robinson in the starting lineup. Backdoor cut. LeVert to Harris from the corner. Yes. Nailed that 3, and Toronto has cut it to 1. D'Angelo Russell on the floor, guarded by Van Vliet. David sets the screen. Van Vliet ends up on his backside. Carroll swings it. Jared Dudley gives up his dribble. Tracked down by Kuruc. Peeks at the clock. Crosses. Kuruc to the rim. Goaltending, Ani Baca.
Pitch closes the gap to 5. See Davis waiting to take his turn. Kuruc.
You know, this is a fun atmosphere. It really was.
He would have enjoyed it more if he got that win on the road.
Nice play out of the timeout.
Nets also have an upcoming game with Atlanta and then Detroit, and then they go out to that meat grinder schedule. Opening tip brought to you by Papa John's. As inside Caruso.
Currently the 6th seed in the Eastern Conference.
Yeah, they're playing great basketball. You know, Joey Buckets is shooting lights out. 3-point champion. Jared is looking great.
Now, and that's where the chemistry has really developed now for these guys after the All-Star break. The rookie and Trae Young, and just a connectivity, knowing where his big man's going to be.
And there's our first bucket of the game for the day.
Joel Embiid still on the bench. 5 personal fouls. Here are the Nets out of the timeout. D'Angelo Russell at the controls. Hollis Jefferson the lob for Allen.
On this road trip. Jared Allen wins the tip, and we are underway. D'Angelo Russell back at Staples Center. They'll face the Lakers here on Friday. LeVert on the attack, leaves for Allen, who got hit and finishes plus the foul. The Nets' first basket is brought.
Year they've had a noon tip on Black Friday. And they have not won a noon tip time since 1997. They've lost the last 10 games, as we said at the top of the broadcast, in which they've had noon tip. Dudley for Joe Harris. Shot clock down to 2. Dudley gets it away. High off the glass. Good. And the net.
Years 23 straight times. That's a career high, and that's Bojan Bogdanovic. But this is a Brooklyn team, Quinn, playing right now at a very high level.
No, they've got the best winning streak in the league this year, Chris. So their team that they're playing with a lot of confidence.
D'Angelo Russell, and they'll shoot the 3 a lot as Kuruc hits to start the
regulation. But the Nets are in a 7-point hole with 1:20 to play. Dinwiddie, 2 defenders there. Graham lines up for 3, and he's got it.
The ball in your man, he understands when the guy breaks down defensively, and that's when he goes to the basket.
Kenny Atkinson talked for a while about Rodion Kurucs before the game as Dudley.
And Ennis just doing the job, terrorizing them on the boards. And Damian reading the zone defense, starting to pick that apart a little bit. And here, the extra effort defensively, but Allen Crabbe gets a good shot.
And start to see the results later in the season.
You're right. Even during that 8-game losing streak, they were so competitive. And the fight and the grit that they showed coming off that streak to put together their best stretch of the season tells you a lot about this team. And it continues to evolve. Kurucs.
Oh, the touch!
Get into a better rhythm offensively. Let's see if they can maintain it now that Boban's back in the game.
Brooklyn 23-18 in this building this season. Look at Russell. He scored
18 in the third for D'Angelo. Russell through the lane, cups it up, and oh, it's all popping down.
A lot of contributions from different people.
Russell. Dudley. Starts it with a 3. Spurs did not shoot well in the first half, but had quite a few offensive rebounds and fewer turnovers than the Nets. As Russell buries the jumper, he has 16.
Foul shooter during the regular season, 1 of 5 from the floor, 3 points. And Embiid is 1 of 9, 0 for 5 from 3. Here's Russell, and he swishes it home for his second.
Really work on that transition defense, and so, you know, all of that too. You always play a little bit more pep in your step on the defensive end when you're seeing the ball go.
LeVert, the floater is good.
How do you stop the bleeding?
Well, first of all, shot selection's got to improve. If that doesn't improve, it's going to be a long night. And then once, you know, if we do get a good shot, we got to get back on defense. I think our transition defense, we're leaking too many points there.
No foul call, but the Thunder now on a 12-4 run with 5:25 left to go in the fourth quarter.
I said it, and I'll say it again. The Thunder in a good place.
Oh, yeah, no trade. That's not cool.
The old switcheroo.
The old switcheroo. The old bait
I'm just
switch.
curious if they fight the same.
Yeah. Ooh.
Out of the timeout. Nets and Lakers tied at 13. Russell can't.
Redo on the tip. Jared Allen wins it, and the Nets have it in the front court to start things off. The Nets come off consecutive wins by 22 or more points. There have been a plus 29 turn.
So you got to make sure that you tell your teammates.
I think everybody's aware now.
Yes.
Nets control the tip. Trying to snap a 3-game losing streak. 29-point loss at the hands of Miami on Saturday night. Brian Forte, Scott Twardowski, and Jason Goldenberg, the officials. Rodion Kurucs hard to the hole. Locked down that 3-point title. Metro by T-Mobile, smart moves. But the lead is precarious. Up top, Russell, perfect. Mario Hezonja will see his first action. Crabbe feeds it for Allen. Out of the timeout, LeVert. That's an open look. Count it.
That's a great shot right there.
Filling in very, very well.
Got 1 free throw. Brooklyn with 5.5 left, trails by 6. Harris LeVert with the shot clock inside 10. Gives it up. Harris fires, fills it.
Agreed with John Crotty, Jason Jackson, and the Fox Sports Sun crew. He'd have a 90-72 lead as we open the fourth. Heat open the fourth quarter with Olynyk, Richardson, Johnson, Winslow, and Ellington. 4 on the shot clock for Brooklyn. This is Dinwiddie. Pulls up for the 3 and makes it.
Long way to go.
Russell met by Vucevic. Bounces it to Allen. Tough finish with Vucevic.
Only turned it over 3 times. I guess the one thing, those numbers, 11 fast break points for the Nets in that first half. That's high for them.
An engaging personality, and he'll be missed, that's for sure.
Joining you tonight here in Philadelphia, where the Nets trail 13-10. Crabbe, the hanging jumper.
They're shorthanded, so I think that's the reason why he's going to get that done.
Opening tip delivered by Papa John's, and the Nets control it. Russell on the outside finds the corner. Jared Allen back in his
day. That would move him up to 7th on the all-time list. And wouldn't that be apropos to do it here in Brooklyn's home? Of course, he's played over in Jersey. Here's Allen.
That answer. No one knows that. I've never seen that stat ever. Even the Sultan stat doesn't know that.
Harris, good defense by Smart. Davis able to get the rebound.
And that's Karras. Day to everybody out there.
Well, the Nets answer right back. When the Hawks were here back in mid-December, look at the shooting. Boy, it really tailed off drastically for the Hawks. And taking it all the way to the rack.
Timberwolves looking for one last spurt to put this thing away. Russell leads and able to get it to go.
Nice misdirection play. Yeah. Nice misdirection play right there to get Embiid rolling to the basket. Good point.
Screen by Allen. Here comes Dinwiddie. Goes right into Embiid, and they recapture.
That was a bit of a scoring drought, huh?
It was. 18-1 run.
It felt like a lot worse.
And the one was on a defensive 3-second call where Cleveland got the free throw. Oh, LeVert can.
You have to find your identity. I think that's what they're still trying to search and find right now. They have plenty of talent. They have good players. They're just trying to get their identity. And Brooklyn's doing a great job of keeping them off that pace.
Nets are on a 10-0 run. LeVert lobs it up. Allen catches on a kick. Corner jump. Dudley. Yes, a 3.
Pistons with a 2-point lead. The Nets star in the second half is the guy with the ball, Spencer Dinwiddie. Directs traffic, works against Reggie Jackson. Shot clock 10. Hollis Jefferson to Karis LeVert. Back inside to Jefferson. Corner feed. And
belief, the confidence. They've had some tough ones to finish things off here, but continue playing the way that you have throughout the early part of this game.
Russell replaces Carroll. Dinwiddie drives in and lays it in. Spencer.
That's why he's among the leaders in offensive bounds.
I like the new rule, Clyde. The 14-second shot clock on the offensive rebound leads to more excitement, some quicker scoring, and more possessions in the final minutes.
Can't rest on your laurels.
Russell hits it.
And shot blocker, not just this season, but in his career. Richardson is off the mark from the outside, and Russell will push it for Brooklyn. Russell picked up by Richardson, went around that Allen screen. 12 to shoot. Allen will set it. Russell connects. It's
miscommunication defensively. Harris to tie.
In transition defense, Toronto third in the league in fast break points, nearly 19 per game. And so far, they only have 3. That's got to continue for the Nets here in the fourth quarter.
Dinwiddie to Harris. 3 on the way. Got it! And a foul!
9%, but you got to be careful because you know exactly who they're going to run the offense through in these final 8 minutes.
Jared Dudley in for Brooklyn. Dinwiddie using the Davis screen. They set it up for a Crabbe 3. Book it.
I just wanted to, do you like how I gave you a specific episode just to ensure that you couldn't try and call that I was fooling.
I was going to call you out on it.
Yeah, you could have said it was baloney, but then I brought out the specifics. Fareed.
Schedule's starting to pick up here, Michael, in a busy month of December. Work to be done here on this road trip. It is game 2 of this Eastern trip. Another 3 and another 4.
Largest lead tonight has been 14 for the Nets. Both teams have just called their use it or lose it timeouts. Harris leaves it for Russell. Shot clock winding down. The cut. Dudley!
And on what Giannis might be able to do on the inside, it gives them just a few feet of space. Chris Middleton with that three-point shot. But again, it's why they have been so tough to guard and to defend, because of all those weapons opening up the floor.
Napier, a game since 2008. Last night, a 149-146 Washington win in triple overtime.
I would like this Bridges matchup on Russell because of his length.
Harris on the attack, slides it in from the reverse.
Weak side of the floor, allowing him to make decisions with the basketball in his hands, especially with Andre Drummond on the bench right now and a little bit of foul trouble.
We have not seen Kenneth Fareed. We have not seen John and Musa. LeVert lays it in and a foul.
Get that perspective. He just launched one, and it had to be from about 35 feet, maybe 38.
Monday Hollis Jefferson is checked in. Fourth-year player out of Arizona. LeVert. Wow. Couple drives, and now it's
short of the season high made by James Harden, who scored 61 twice. They lost by 32, and he was the only Suns player in double figures. Interesting.
That's really
crazy.
I don't think I ever seen that before. One guy.
For Kara's good sign that he's still on the bench.
And not even icing it, just kind of holding on to it.
Yeah. And nice to see what Shabazz Napier can do. He kind of just the odd man out with DeMarre Carroll back and didn't play in Denver, but he has been very good for this Nets team in the early part of the year.
Dinwiddie scoops it in.
If you've got a picture and a story for Where Brooklyn At, submit your photo on Twitter or Instagram by tagging @NetsOnYes using the hashtag Where Brooklyn At, or email nets@yesnetwork.com. We start the second half here in Phoenix. LeVert, hard drive, and the
80 games, it makes 5 a game. That's 400.
That's 400, yeah.
And how many did you make? 5 a game in 80 games. I'm still short.
Hey, but it goes to show you. 402 was an incredible number.
Oh, gosh.
Think about that.
Of course.
I mean, because we're seeing it here on a short sample.
About it, D'Angelo Russell had 2 points, was 0 of 6 from the floor. He's your all-star, yet you lead by 8 on the road in game 1. LeVert gets several bounces before it drops. Shockingly, did not credit him with the block. Just looking at the box score that we got during the timeout, they clearly missed it. There's Harris. He didn't miss.
2 consecutive losses in this series for the Brooklyn Nets, and they need their best performance this afternoon to have a shot beyond. Like we said, a loss today, they'll be down 3 games to 1. It'll be very difficult with another game coming up in Philadelphia next week. Here comes LeVert with the drive and his speed, Reggie. He always uses.
Show how badly he wants to be on the floor.
Obviously, Ed, is exacerbated by what's happening in Turkey, all the other stuff that's happening in his life as well. So things very problematic for him right now.
Oh, he talked earlier tonight about how Courtney Lee handled his absence. Nice cut by.
Look, Clarkson has, what, 18 points, 21 points, excuse me, and it's just all random. He just finds ways to score.
Hollis Jefferson gets the roll.
Unfortunately.
It looked bad. It could have gotten a whole lot worse. Fisher's quickly trying to defuse the situation as
they go forward. They made 8 of 23. Not bad, but not great.
Nets have made 15 of 24. That ball spun in.
For the Brooklyn Nets. Last night, Dudley, 10 points in the fourth quarter. He had 4 layups overall. It seems like he caught the Lakers napping a bit on the scouting report.
It's shocking because you think the first thing on the scouting report is that he's going to use those fake dribble handoffs, and he gets some clear passes to the lane.
D'Angelo Russell.
All right. We'll see how that goes for him the rest of the night. But
if you change your name just midstream, 6 years in the league, and said it's now Richard Jefferson.
Yes. Yeah, well, that's actually the real pronunciation.
Oh, is that the pronunciation? I always sense that. Russell to the rim on a banker.
Look at a missed field goal attempt for that offensive interference call on his last shot, which looked like it was going to be on the brink of missing. Lob inside. What a decision and a delivery by
Tap against the Bulls. They're not going to flinch or panic being down 11. But keep this in mind. Nets have won 23 out of 24 games this season when they've had a double-digit lead. They got one now.
And they do have one now. They've just added to it.
8-7. And we've hit the final minute of this opening quarter. Knicks collectively 6 of 8 at the line.
A rare lead for the Knicks in the first quarter. That's been an aberration this season.
Napier runner took Trier off the dribble.
Nets have won 2 straight road second halves of back-to-backs. Lopez off on a 3, rebound Dinwiddie. Of course, those 2 straight wins came after 32, make it 33 straight losses in the road halves of back-to-backs and second halves of back-to-backs. Harris connects on.
Is 3. We approach the midway point of the third. Crab handling it. So, a couple of switches out front. The jump shot is there.
Russell against Hamilton. D'Angelo putting it up and in. Just
But to your point on Russell, he's 4 for the last 6. And he's really made the most of this opportunity here in Brooklyn. 2nd overall pick by the Lakers back in 2015 as Russell hits again.
He's starting to cook now.
Such a load. 108-104, Brooklyn. Corner, Dudley. It's a 3.
Basketball is going to be of utmost importance in securing the glass as well.
And the Nets control the tip. D'Angelo Russell, watched by Green. Overtime at Barclays Center. Allen hands to Harris. Russell now one-on-one with Lowry. Using the Allen screen, Russell.
Is where they are at, what spaces they need to be getting to, and there is a reason why he is beloved as a teammate. And to your point, a lot of it has to do with his production and how he is on the floor.
Napier gives it up. Jared Allen.
Caruth came in and gave some great minutes to Kenny Atkinson and the group last night, and Kenny talked about him before the game. So it feels like he has that energy back.
Nice screen from Allen to down 13 right now.
But it comes back to some of the areas that are always the focus for this Nets team. Taking care of the basketball.
Harris buries the 3.
NBA record, 7th straight game with 5 or more threes.
Warriors have scored 30 or more in each quarter thus far. But the Nets, they're staying in the game, those threes. That's keeps them reasonably within reach.
How about
this? Their 5th game in 7 days. Let's open up with D'Angelo Russell and Karis LeVert in the backcourt. Joe Harris and this guy Dudley, the forwards. And in the middle, Allen, Jared Allen, 2nd-year near 7-footer from Texas. There's a cutting Levert, and he gets 2.
Going on the break and how they convert off of some of those miscues. And you mentioned it already, especially on the inside, but also in the backcourt. They're going to get after the ball.
Harris on a nice slip. Baca. Nets control the tip. We're underway here in Toronto. That's coming off the disappointing 125-106 loss to Chicago on Friday night. They shot just 41%. Joe Harris gets the scoring started.
Lead in this game, 42-41. We've had 3 ties, 3 lead changes. Boston's led by as many as 11. Harris, a quick release, and he nails a 3.
Effective field goal percentage of 57.6 is on pace to be a career best.
Yeah, there you go. Factor in the extra bonus points for the 3-point shot. That's the difference in today's game compared to when I played. We didn't have that effective field goal percentage factored in.
Let's have Russell, Hollis Jefferson, Davis, Harris, and Crabbe.
A little smaller lineup up there. You see the little double team action by Simmons to get Russell to release the ball.
Nets are yet to convert on a field goal, 0 of 4 in the third quarter. Crabbe
right now.
Allen will jump against Gortat and control it. The Nets in black have the ball now. They'll have it to start the 4th and final quarter as a result. Russell guarded there by Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. Harris penetrate, kick it to Crabbe, has not been able to buy one.
46 time now. Take a look at tonight's halftime leaders driven by AAA Insurance. Westbrook the leader in the scoring department. A couple players with 7 rebounds. Harris had 6. And Westbrook with 7 assists. And right out of the... This one last night here in Charlotte against Washington. Nets had the day off as Brooklyn wins the tip. Nets right now 1 game in front of Charlotte in the Eastern Conference playoff picture. Harris buries a 3 in the Nets' first back.
Get into a set here with Kurucs. Levert splits defenders, no look. Kurucs drives, dishes, Allen slams it down.
Into the history of basketball. So and then Minnesota, that's still, a very good team. So the first game in a road trip really can set the tone.
See how the Nets handle this out of timeout situation for Dinwiddie. Goes cross court. Crabbe, kick. Dudley at 3. Book it.
24 points from the starters and then 23 points by the bench guys.
And a 21-point lead for Miami with 8.5 minutes to go. Second quarter. Hollis Jefferson bumps with Winslow and still available. Just go to Ticketmaster.com.
If you get there early, they might show you how to do some tricks. Just ask Michael Grady.
That's right. We have video. Good video of him spinning the ball on his finger. Lob it up. Jared Allen.
Out of the timeout. Here come the Brooklyn Nets. Jared Allen snaps the pass to Spencer Dinwiddie and screens for him. Back to the basket goes Allen.
Allen, Carroll, and Dudley. So Russell goes to the bench for the Nets. That's for the 5-point lead.
This matchup with Conley on Carroll.
They reviewed Carroll's last transition 3 to make sure he was behind the line. It was confirmed that he was. Dinwiddie on the attack. Carroll has another.
I mean, a lot of it is just trying to do better guarding our own man. I think they're excellent off live ball. They're hard to guard one-on-one. We have to do a better job spacing that and sort of recognizing how close can we.
We need a coaching trade. But it's a big part of course, the way of the NBA, the trend. We see a lot of teams really understanding that it's such a high percentage way to play. And these teams on the court doing just that. And so D'Angelo.
Scott Foster, the veteran official, tosses it in the air, and the Nets control the tip. The Nets coming off the loss to San Antonio on Thursday night. Still have the All-Star there, and it's D'Angelo Russell.
So not just one Belgian waffle at a time, I can make 2, because they need to be hot.
Wow. When you're making enough for the family, if you make just one, by the time someone gets one, everything's cold. I can make double Belgian waffles.
Did that come with a side of carrots? Go to meats.
Double waffle.
Finding an offensive groove and making him a part of it with good shots, guys.
Well, he shot 44% from 3 last year to lead the team. His career, as you mentioned, Kara, 42%. So, yeah.
This is going to test the hearts of these Brooklyn Nets players, but we know how they are. They call themselves brothers, and they will be playing for their brother.
Harris starts off the second half with a 3.
A shot clock. Get it in. Dinwiddie. Ball fake. High scoop. Spencer.
Chris Carino, Sarah Kustok, and Michael Grady with you in Orlando. The Nets outscored by the Magic 34-22 in the third quarter. They have the ball to begin the fourth. Hollis Jefferson knifing through traffic and scoring at the rim. You're hanging out with us on the second half of a back-to-back. Nets have lost 32 straight road second halves of back-to-backs. Crab connects. Nice start.
Baines unable to get the follow down, and here comes Russell.
Yeah, I think he was trying to pass to Baines, and Baines wasn't looking at the ball.
I hope it was a pass, because otherwise it was another air ball.
Oh, no.
Well, Russell, that's not a good start.
His birthday by Selena Gomez, because our man Stacey King celebrating his birthday. The fan cam brought to you by Zenni Eyewear for everyone. Look at Mick Foley's Twitter account right now, by the way.
Yeah.
Some really funny tweets about his quote-unquote son, Robin Lopez.
That you've seen already that the Nets have made 3 in this first quarter.
Well, that's one of the things that Billy Donovan has said has been one of the biggest adjustments for defense this season is Russell able to drain the free throws made there for Isaac. 7-point lead for Orlando. Russell. Harris a 3. Good for Joe Harris. Indiana. Allen wins the tip and the Nets control. Here's Russell, who had 9 points in the fourth quarter, was out on the floor with Dinwiddie and LeVert. 3 ball handlers. Kenny Atkinson liked what he saw from that trio down the stretch in the win against the Knicks. Shot clock down to 5. LeVert may have to create with it at 2. LeVert steps away and hits the jumper.
Russell from the corner knocks down a 3.
If I take a picture with a Richard Jefferson jersey and send it in, do you think I could be on Where Brooklyn At?
No, but I could if I did
it. Medium, please.
Russell finds Allen to the rim.
Shots, the Wizards are taking advantage, and Jabari Parker has been making things happen and keeping balls alive on the offensive glass. He's got 11 rebounds in the game right now.
It's way down, under 30 compared to last year. So this team is it's operating at optimum efficiency and minimum minutes out on the floor.
Those previous 7 teams dominant enough as
a togetherness. You can see that they have elevated their level of intensity, of physicality, and so for the Nets, it's about gritting down, trying to quiet down some of this emotion that we've seen over the course of the past few possessions.
Nets are trying to get to the 500 mark on the road. They're 7-8. They trail by 1. They lead by 1.
They kind of left this Brooklyn team, under a lot of distress.
But did not result in a championship won or lost for either one of the franchises. Harris gets an easy one.
So the Rockets lead by 7. Joe Harris is in. Tucker in for Houston. Crab puts it on the deck. Harris. Ball fake. That's for 2. Book it.
Dig down there by Jared Dudley to try and throw off the rhythm of Robin Lopez. Just a nice hook finish.
73-71. Dinwiddie. Mismatch against Portis. 8 to shoot. Dinwiddie, step back, Jay, book it back.
Sure was over the top, too, because 3 times the Nets have secured position against mismatches down low. And what an answer by Bogdanovich to go over the top.
Harris gives it up. Kurucs banks it in. Not sure he.
We see Rondé Hollis-Jefferson come in, a smallish center. Embiid is back in, along with Redick and Simmons for Philly. On the perimeter, the dancing LeVert. The shot clock at 9. The screen right there. They switch with Embiid and a 3 by LeVert.
Well, they're getting continuity, but they've been disjointed tonight a lot on both ends of the floor. Is the reason why they have this 2-point deficit.
Russell for 3.
Energy into this third quarter. Got to get out of the gates early in this quarter if you're going to have a chance to win.
Looks like Trae Young is going to go and guard Kurucs, and Bazemore is on Russell. Tweak here from head coach Lloyd Pierce. Brooklyn moves in. Hollis-Jefferson to Russell. He'll fake and drive, scoop it up, and drop it in.
Gone to the bench. Rondé Hollis-Jefferson in with Dudley, Graham, Pinson, and LeVert. Dinwiddie and Russell sit. LeVert swooping through, and that's a good sign.
A great sign. And so we look at...
Still out. Kenneth Faried will now see some action to open up the fourth quarter. Along with Pinson, Davis, Russell, and Carroll. The 5 on the floor. Davis rolls to the rim. Oh!
Space to make it work. Exactly, but they really that was a good pass. It wasn't a bad pass. I mean, just a little low.
Yep. Skidding pass. Davis out there with Russell, Carroll, Dudley, and Napier. Everyone's doing a good job extending their defense here. Napier created something. No one hit it. That was all Napier.
Here. Yes.
Do you tuck or untuck your shirts?
A tucker. A tuck.
I like it.
So we have 1 tuck and 1 untuck here at the table. You untuck. Graham with a 3. So that's why I'm saying we could loan him to Joe if he's just looking for companionship. Joe wanted to be in Brooklyn, and the Nets wanted him back. And there were other shooters. Travion Graham is in. Flick it to the outside. Jared Allen.
Show. Eric, take it away.
Ashley, thank you so much. 12 pivotal minutes here. Hornets currently in the 6th spot in the Eastern Conference, 16-16. Brooklyn Nets maybe the hottest team in the Eastern Conference in the 9th spot currently, but winners of 8 of their last 9. First shot of the quarter.
With Xfinity X1, and as Steph Curry likes to say, Dub Nation travels everywhere we go. There's LeVert driving. I'll tell you, LeVert, Jim.
Person he is.
Well, and Serena brings up a good point. You remember last year when Markelle Fultz finally came back and took a lot of T.J. McConnell's playing time last game of the year and came off the bench. Youngest in NBA history to get a triple-double off the bench. And first got a mob on after he achieved.
All-time leading Canadian scorer in a game with the 48 he had against the Celtics, breaking the mark of Andrew Wiggins, most by a Canadian-born player.
How about Canadian? Trey Lyles is Canadian as well, I believe.
He is from Saskatoon. You are correct. And Harris.
Okay, nothing happened there.
Harris on the cut and the finish. Gorgeous design.
This is the guy that's going to try and take over the game right here, right now. D'Angelo Russell. Got the work coming off the screens.
Man of the year. Out of the timeout, Jordan Clarkson drains the triple, and it's 22-16. And Davis getting ready to check in. No look. Napier. 60 points in the paint. They're shooting 54% from the field, and they're trying to win their first game this season without ever trailing. Just under 7 minutes left. That's Alan Crabb. He triples.
trying to make one good push, and they couldn't actually do it, and you start to pull your starters. Had they lost last night's game by 10, 15 points, they probably would have been in a better position to play tonight.
Crabb catch and shoot. Allen Crabb, a three.
A 13-1 run. It's 28-25. Suddenly Brooklyn can't score. Good Piston defense. A big part of it. Davis backs to the basket against Pachulia.
Hollis, Jefferson, and LeVert on the floor. Napier one-on-one with Lowry. Napier using the Davis screen. Bounces. Davis lays it in. Napier.
Now completes the old-fashioned three-point play. 10 points, 10 of the 14. The Knicks have scored. For Ennis Cantor, Spencer Dinwiddie, and Trevion Graham have checked in for the Nets.
Dinwiddie 17 points the previous game off the bench.
LeVert finds Allen.
Tied at 9. Kurucs with Siakam. Harris fakes on the J. Wheels.
Decisively so until they beat Dallas. They led by 44 in that game a couple of nights ago. DeMarre Carroll now off the bench for the first time. Grabbing the drive. He scores it. That's the third time.
Listen, 8:05 down 16, and this is closer than it was at about the same time against Memphis. I think Brooklyn a little better, but we'll see. Graham drives by Joker and puts it up and in.
Up in the air. Brooklyn controls the tip. We're underway, and Kurucs will handle it. No Joe Harris tonight. No DeMarre Carroll. Second half of a back-to-back for Brooklyn. Lob. Allen the catch. Extra feed. Kurucs a three to open play.
This is a critical game for the Nets as they come down the stretch. Harris on the attack, bodies in, and the strong finish.
Biggest lead for Brooklyn tonight, 3. And the Nets down by 2. Get it to Harris, out of the timeout, drives to the rim, goaltending. I'm not sure it would have got there.
Trust me.
Yeah,
I'm as nervous as anybody else
being
working
careful.
with me, yes.
Out of the timeout, 17-2 extended run for Houston. Napier drives in, gets it to go.
3-minute mark. So both teams choosing to use them back-to-back there. Harris, free lane. Watch out. Hit hard. Jackson. View of a picture and a story for where Brooklyn at. Submit your photos on Twitter or Instagram by tagging at NetsOn. Yes, using the hashtag where Brooklyn at. Or email Net.
He can body up to him as much as he wants to, but Karl Anthony Towns has got a few inches on him so he can shoot over Hollis Jefferson. So a big part is going to be making catches tough, and if Kenny Atkinson decides to send a second player at Anthony Towns at some point in this game.
Russell into the paint, gives it up underneath, and Hollis Jefferson lays it in.
Nice job by Russell.
Atmosphere here, this is a dream. So I'm living a dream on the other side of the game right now also.
To see Walt's tie, was that a dream?
Man, yeah, I can't. No one can compete with that. No one can compete with the Hall of Famer there.
The Nets control the tip, trying to snap a 2-game losing streak. Their gut punch in New Orleans, and the loss last night to Golden State. Shot clock is down to 5. Harris one-on-one with Vonleh. Kick. Russell has to hoist. Russell nails it. It's a 3.
That's a
Let's play ball with Del Curry, Ashley Chamonix. I'm Eric Collins, and the ball starts with the home team. Brooklyn Nets wearing all black tonight.
Stadium lighting. We are on a stage in Brooklyn.
Jarrett Allen gets the...
Been one tip in and a bunch of free throws. So that's where you're talking about execution, right? Knocking down free throws and being able to get extra possessions.
Nets have won 6 straight games decided by 3 points or fewer. Russell somehow
Able to massage.
Effectively than the Timberwolves. Timberwolves had the edge in the paint, and a 4-point game as we head to quarter number 2. Rondae Hollis-Jefferson attacks and able to get it to go in. Timberwolves.
These 3 years to D'Angelo Russell, 34% from 3. He's shooting 45 this year. That's an incredible improvement.
LeVert from deep.
I mean, if you can play Embiid, 25 to 27 minutes and he can produce like that and you win, that's great. But that's not going to be the case when the talent level raises us. Rondae Hollis-Jefferson.
And another giveaway for the Nets. That's 15 turnovers tonight.
And it goes back to the fact that not only giving the ball away, but Boston has been able to capitalize on those miscues.
Napier, that's a 3. Long streak by defeating the New York Knicks at the Garden. There was 33 losses in a row. Second half of the back-to-backs on the road, but they didn't have to take a flight for that win over New York. 51-45 Bulls. Hollis-Jefferson slicing to the rim.
Overtime, Small. Tallest player, Marvin Williams. And the tap is won by Brooklyn. Again, no D'Angelo Russell.
Yeah, play a little small ball. Well, Russell's been out for a while.
Looks like they trust Dinwiddie a heck of a lot more than Russell. Fourth overtime game of the year for the Hornets. They've yet to win one. First basket.
Earl Lloyd, what a gentleman. And a heck of a player. You said Hall of Famer. On some great Syracuse Nats teams. Out of the
Chicago coming off a 121-96 loss in Oklahoma City on Monday night. Dunn had 12 points, 7 assists, and 4 rebounds. Allen. Oh! Right!
At your local Chevy dealer.
Neither team shot all that well in the first quarter. Bulls had 6 turnovers, though, leading to 7 Brooklyn points. And Ed Davis lays it in from Hollis-Jefferson.
Staff in a food coma. So, an interesting opposite polls going on in the Timberwolves fan base back in Minneapolis right now. We are ready with the second half. Timberwolves are looking to get their first ever win.
And I think Jimmy Butler will be good for Embiid and for Simmons, and just a good change for that team to hopefully kickstart them. For Minnesota, you knew they had to get rid of Butler, and that was just a situation. As Shabazz hits that shot, you're waiting.
Of spotting up Joe Harris. Be aware of where he is. It's being guarded by Ish right now.
He inbounds the ball. So many times the guy inbounds ends up open. Now Reggie Jackson has Spencer Dinwiddie. Shot clock at 12. Dinwiddie with a drive. Corner feed to Jared Dudley, and he tripped.
If the season ended today, who would
Season ended today.
You got
to
to
pick somebody.
I'm leaning toward James Harden. And why is that? Well,
in that loss on Thursday night. Comes back to get it. Russell made 8 threes on this floor a couple of weeks ago in his 40-point effort. Backdoor cut. Nice feed from Jared Allen.
Beautiful.
A couple of weeks ago. Only the Nets are able to come back from 21 down. Are they going to tempt fate again?
Let's not. I vote no on that one.
Russell, who had 40 in that game, hits that one. It just rolls in.
Finish on the opposite side of the rim. He uses his length, his long strides to get to the basket. This is a team he could do that against.
Russell again using some physicality.
I like the push by D'Angelo Russell.
Tinton gets it in for Davis. Russell lines it up. Book it. A 3.
San Antonio at Orlando, and Monday here to Milwaukee. Got blown out 113-94. A wide open 3, and that's good.
impressive in the preseason. And he's a guy who brings some of that toughness, some grit, size, ability to rebound, something the Nets have been so good at during this recent stretch, winning 11-14.
Russell to be on TV.
And Theo is, of course, Theo Pinson. One of the extraordinary cheerleaders on the bench.
One, I don't think he would prefer to be called a cheerleader. Two, am I supposed to say his last name?
Generally, yes.
Trouble, but the Nets with a good stay. Nothing worse than being the inbounds guy and nobody coming to help you.
You got to love Joe Harris.
Fabulous effort. Just fabulous.
19 points as well for Harris. How about LeVert? Somehow.
Hey, I was going to say the same thing. It's my birthday.
And when you know Robin and the Bulls are playing in town against the Knicks tonight, but they're leaving right after the game, so they won't be able to hook up and.
To get that ball, you got to secure that board.
Kulich, nice pass back to Allen for two.
Brooklyn, with all of its injury problems of late, they are dressing 11 men for tonight's game. Lob to Allen, goes in on Len, and scores.
38 on threes. The opponent record against the Warriors is Denver's 24. And that was the NBA record for made threes in a game. And Allen with a layup.
Up top, it's Allen. Russell thought about it. Dinwiddie will take. You bet. On a
Clears out the strong side to allow him to go ahead and get to his right hand to try to get this team an easy bucket.
James Dudley at the free throw line. Got it. Jared Dudley's having.
Utah has always had a reputation of having rowdy fans. And even Kyle Korver talked about it the other day. He said, hey, every arena in this league is sold out. But our fans are rowdy as Kuruc hits the three. And obviously, they've won 9 of the last 11 in that situation. They are here tonight. Dinwiddie at threes. Oh, and he got fouled.
You have to get that ball up the court quicker. Don't walk it up the floor. Get it up there, get that first pass, and release it.
Russell pops and hits. Nets needed that.
Well, been an area where they're picking up so many extra possessions and gaining a lot of momentum.
Graham finds LeVert. It'll be Napier tossing it in. Bounce it. Crabbe had it knocked away momentarily, threw off the timing. Curls. Crabbe gets it to go.
Yeah, given the result, yeah.
He's 6 of 8 in the game. Carroll connects on a three.
Up on the baseline.
Harris currently leading the NBA in three-point shooting.
Celtics seems to be bothering them when they're getting to the rim, when they're getting to the spots where they can typically get off a shot against some other teams.
9 to shoot. Russell matched up with Tatum. Fend off and the fade. Got it. And that's first.
Vucevic batted the ball away, but not alert to pick it up. Magic. Russell. Free throw line jump shot is good.
For Andre, both ends of the floor.
Davis comes out. No true big man on the court for Brooklyn.
See how quickly he's able to get by his defender.
Dinwiddie has 5 seconds to work with. Switch. Dinwiddie goes around Pachulia for 2.
And did a good job of staying with it.
Second rejection. You got Ed Davis earlier in the game. Did when he came to the ball. Finds Harrison a catch and shoot. Got it.
Season, and he had a big game against the Clippers. He was 5 of 8 from 3, 21 points. He came into this one shooting just over 23% from the three-point line.
Harris. Got it.
We'll find out if those are momentum-type plays. Will those get the Knicks back in the game? They were down 8. Look down low. Davis with the slam and the foul. And
the general rule, give the rebound to the big guy. That's how he gets paid, right?
Well, I mean, initially, yeah.
Yeah. Inside Crabbe and mid-range.
Does on the glass, his ability to rebound, but also a lot of screen setting. He does some things to free up guys in order to get shots you don't often notice.
Crabbe the floater. Allen.
Here comes
Dinwiddie. Finding Russell, who had flared out. Is it 2 in a row?
Way from the opposite end of the floor, and then to continue to push, and they almost had a chance at multiple offensive rebounds there.
Russell, 18 points, 4 assists, 3 rebounds. Harris, the quick turn, bodies into Aldridge, finishes, and the foul.
That is an impressive.
To the idea that baseball players don't like spring training.
I just wonder. I just wonder. That's what I'm saying. I wonder, like, what spring training means to them. NFL players don't like preseason football.
No, that is true.
Yeah.
Harris gives it up. Corner. Graham. Bottom. It's a 3.
Understanding where he is, reading, and providing great help around the basket.
Not going to hurt you from outside.
No. He'll take an occasional 3, but not shooting a high percentage. Harris.
That's what I want.
At the basket. Good movement offensively for the Nets. Not a lot of touches yet, though, for Joe Harris, who has been so scorching hot.
See if they look for him here. Harris, headed by Green. Not a lot of airspace there. Russell, shot clock is winding down. Russell drives in, gets it to go. D'Angelo.
Blocking and altering some shots in the previous matchups.
Comes out of the game now. Carroll in the game. That was the 4th block shot for the Magic here in the first quarter. And that was an issue in Boston.
Yeah.
Allen hands it up. Amare able to score there over a 1.
Dorco, we talk about a lot the little things Jared Dudley does, or some of these veteran players, the nuances of positionally putting themselves in places that hold a guy up, and that's exactly what Redick did.
Harris buries the trip.
Third quarter here in New Orleans. Pelicans enter action at 3-0. The Nets 2-2. Allen with the left hand.
Davis, and a heck of a pass.
That was about to be a monster flush.
Dinwiddie, kick out. Damari.
How about Frank to step in there?
5 seconds to shoot for Brooklyn. Carroll.
Crab triggers in. Goes outside for Davis. Hands to Russell. Same spot. Got it again. 3.
Yeah, I think Larry Drew's going to really like that combo in the field goal. Hollis Jefferson in a defensive mistake.
Make plays and finish around the basket.
Cantor in, replaces Vonleh. He's given Allen fits. They get it in. Hollis Jefferson was left. Is the Jimmy Butler game winner for Philadelphia. Carroll gets it. I'm going to go with the 10 years. Maybe twice in 10 years or twice in 4 months.
I like that.
Damari Carroll drives in, flips it up, gets the roll.
Nets, 11 first-half turnovers. Knicks turn those into 17 points.
Whoa.
Up and under, got it to.
Offensively, there's been plenty of movement off the ball as well.
Spencer Dinwiddie in backdoor. LeVert. Bahamas. Then settled in the San Diego area, eventually here in Arizona. The flush. Play in the 3rd. Harris will toss it in. Lob it to Allen. Catches in a mismatch.
And we saw in the first meeting between these teams, the Nets had the ability to go on a huge run in what turned out to be a blowout Brooklyn win as Hollis Jefferson finishes.
Spot like Jared Dudley right now is playing the 4 spot so he can get to the offensive glass.
Second foul on Kevin Love. 18 for Russell, 14 for Harris. LeVert is yet to get it going. LeVert the penetration. Nice fake. Harris, LeVert.
Road, that home presence, but you know it makes you tougher on the road. You got to focus in a lot more.
Joe Smith back to Hollis Jefferson on a drive and a left-hand flush.
gets good TV time from the security guards because they protect the area. And nobody leads the league more than Cleveland in security guards.
Oh, no. That's one of the things they take the most pride in is how many security guards they...
The inside out. And if you played basketball your entire life, he's probably done that 100 times. So hopefully it's nothing serious, but except for a tweaked ankle.
Nice take from Harris.
Find it, get it, and keep it, and sustain it for a long period of time. And that means consistent play, especially offensively. Kemba has all 6 points. Who's going to step up and join him in the offensive party?
Celtics, last 2 games, they led wire to wire, never trailed. Kurucs, a 3.
Former Richmond Spider. Harris with a fake into the paint for the floater. That's good.
(94-85) as we start the fourth. Cross court for Graham. Pull up jump. Got it.
Great job. Great. For Washington did a solid job when they were in the second quarter to help extend the lead. See if they can do it again.
I mean, in effect, the Nets have to completely turn things around here to start this quarter.
Pushing the ball, pushing the tempo, but also finding their spots in their driving lanes.
Russell does a great job shielding the defender, and he drains.
The officials here in Atlanta.
Let's see if we can get a penetration, an attack, a look to get to the basket.
Good screen by Allen. And Russell does just that.
That's about as much as you're going to get from D'Angelo.
And searching a reminder, remember, good three-point looks that we got were wide open, where guys had a little bit of time to kind of size up the shot. We see a lot of those.
Well, the Spurs have actually scored more field goals tonight. 35-34. Russell in the paint. There's that 35 as well for them.
Kid. I probably didn't make too many 22-foot jump shots my rookie year, so that's probably pretty impressive.
That was October 30th, 2001. Russell drags Hill to the rim and finishes with a scoop.
And then the Pistons turned it over. Russell to the lane. Now he hits it.
Gosh. Oh, wait a minute.
Wait, I'm telling you,
that is a break.
These are flexible rules. Break for the Warriors.
Russell
get it back
driving,
anyway.
laying it in.
Finally, can you look forward to waste any fouls?
Third foul on Noah Vonleh. Carroll takes Dotson off the dribble and scores.
The shot clock goes to 14 after the foul. They had that foul to give. Napier, 3, good again. Shabazz with.
Graham triggers in for LeVert. High screen Allen. LeVert gets the step on Jackson. The floater is good. Karras plug.
I'm okay with that.
Dinwiddie. Fake it on the penetration. McConnell there defensively. Dinwiddie drives and scores.
Philadelphia, Brooklyn 10th in the East, a half game behind ninth place Miami, who won at home against Houston last night. Kurucs.
I mean, you just 6'4", 210 pounds. Dinwiddie swings it. Allen is in. Allen drives in. Ani Baca goes to the left hand and gets the roll.
And what a job by
bit leverage later in the quarter.
Yeah, this Laker team was down by as many as 27 against the Wizards on Sunday night. That was after a 128-100 win over Charlotte on Saturday. Dinwiddie.
With the Spurs having a strong year off the bench, San Antonio's bench very good. As Russell hits the 3, D'Angelo.
18 draft for Miami.
Bruce Brown known for his gritty defense, but he is a rookie. So for Karis LeVert, go at him.
12 to shoot. Russell, the bounce, great find, Jared Allen.
Of course, we've seen D'Angelo Russell excel from the three-point line, but that will help stretch the floor. That will pull out this Hornets defense.
Harris? Oh, yeah.
18 on the timer. Nets 105, Sixers 95.
There you go. Good drive.
Nice pick by Willie Cauley-Stein. Reach up, knocked in.
Roots gets to the baseline on Bielitsa. He went right around him. You got to play better.
Good pass by Dudley.
It is an egalitarian attack.
Whoa, here comes another attack.
Roots to the rack.
He put a good velocity on it, and that gave Kemba plenty of time to see he had a clear path to the bucket.
Levert gets into the paint. Allen.
I think it's been grown out to about the same thickness.
Okay.
Yeah. Have to ask him if there is some inspiration from Lumberjoe.
Roots to the rack. Push the fence.
Getting his legs on him from that knee injury this past season.
Here comes Crabbe, guarded by Harris. Russell, let it fly for three. Bingo.
Overly aggressive there.
Allen had a quiet first half.
Nice cut. Wow, there. Beautiful.
For an April Fool's surprise, Brooke and Robin Lopez.
For Deborah Ledford, their mama. She probably thought it was an April Fool's joke.
3 blocks, gets it done on both ends of the floor.
You know, when he and Jason Tatum were recruited to Duke, Giles was actually the more highly recruited guy. As Harris hits the 3, ending the
defensive standpoint, you try to think, well, how am I going to guard him? You better just play him straight up, because he's going to beat you in a lot of different ways.
Harris straight on, connects on a 3.
Step out called on the Pistons on the other end. Harris with the drive and the deuce.
On the game clock. Nets trail 99-94. Harris drives in on Drummond and scores.
Question is, can they get some hot defense going and maintain it?
That's to Harris to the basket, lays it in. Well, your question.
Miami beat Charlotte. Orlando beat Atlanta. Nice find. Russell to Harris for the layup and the foul.
Look at that. That one
Hill, especially in transition. Giannis does a great job of getting into the paint, attacking the rim, and kicking out. So, we're going to make a couple adjustments here.
That was Kim's first 3 points in the second quarter.
Harris fires. Joe Harris caught.
high-level execution.
We're tied at 16. We're playing 7 minutes to go in this first quarter. Harris triggers in for Allen. Kurucs gets a touch. Harris, ball fake, penetration. Oh, he challenges Davis.
They at least get there now.
9 apiece. Russell finding Harris on the cut. Right to Allen.
Angry. He gets disappointed. He's saying, hey, I thought I had a steal, but he doesn't usually get angry on a call.
Grab another 3 for Brooklyn.
Depending on who it is that has the ball, Ennis can step out and just contain.
Jake 6'9", Rodney 6'8".
Crafty move. The Blazers grab 52% of the rebounds available. And with the addition of Ennis, Portland the only team in the league that has 2 players that average over 10 rebounds a game. Now, there's other...
Rudy helps. Allen got a bucket a couple of buckets ago because Rudy helped on someone else's man. And it's tough because Allen's up in the air.
Jared Allen, but
Prince called for a foul.
Prince is coming right into him.
Prince was called for a personal foul. And then Allen, the technical foul. Russell, a 3. And it's good for D'Angelo Russell. And the Nets grab the
foul woes. Normally gets about a couple on opposite fouls. So this is non-shooting.
Harris coming off the curl. 3-pointer, it's good. Joe Harris.
The Nets haven't hit a shot yet in the third. But the Nets have struggled at home during this stretch and lost winnable games in a variety of different fashion. Of course, last night being perhaps the most shocking. Allen puts it in. Nice delivery.
14-0 Miami run. Harris triggers in for Allen. 10 to shoot. Russell bounces. Allen. Nice patience.
Differently in 5 years.
7-4 lead for Dallas.
You're just going to leave that one alone?
Yeah, I'm just going to leave it alone.
Okay.
Russell a three. Book it.
Russell gets to that spot that we talked about, and I can see why he was working so hard. It is a pretty much automatic shot.
13 points, 9 assists for D'Angelo Russell. High screen. Russell is feeling.
Great slip by Jared Dudley and a good bounce pass from D'Angelo Russell. Just can't get it to go.
7.5 to go in the third. Russell drives in. Scoop shot. Yes.
And that's where Collison gets them.
Doug McDermott in. Dinwiddie defended by Collison. Another screen from Allen. Switch. Matthews D'ing up. Allen rolls to the rim, fakes, and hits it. That has been
before, Ryan, when you get the ball going towards the basket, there were a lot of those very close within 2 or 3 foot passes that Nets are trying to make. Well, you got big guys in there. You're not going to be able to complete those passes, so shoot the ball if you get it going towards the basket.
Russell again.
There's another one.
Instead, he shoots it, and hey, he should have.
Ball as well. Nets now lead by 2 with possession. Following the foul rule, the flagrant 1 on Enes Kanter. Here's Alex, Nets by 4.
Well, look, at everyone's checking their phone because it's blowing up. Their phones are blowing up saying, hey, you guys are on TV. Is that the way, though, that you want to get on TV?
Probably not. Russell, the jump shot. It goes.
Top, and I think Jimmy Butler, they're going to look at this as an opportunity offense because they're going to be expected to score more. They're going to get more opportunities. Question is, can they still have the impact defensively without having the big fella down low?
Start to get into him. He's not going to get the shooting, and kind of see why there.
Russell fake the pass and then hits the runner.
The New Jersey Americans tie for 4th, so they had to have a 1-game playoff to get into the playoffs. The Teaneck Armory was booked. They couldn't play the play.
Injury, and so a lot of that, too, is just getting off the rust. But tonight, getting to the spots in front of the cup, but not able to finish.
Oh, the touch.
The lead changes, leads and ties. Just about executing, finding those quality looks, those same type of shots, taking care of the basketball, and then getting the job done at the defensive end.
Nets only 3 of 14 shooting in this 4th quarter. And Joe Harris gets that one.
That's how they're getting back in this thing right now after trailing by 13 points.
Helped him score 7 straight. D'Angelo Russell on the wing to Harris. Hanging gun goes for Harris. Not just the 3.
Guys like Gordon Hayward, Jaylen Brown, Time Lord today just had a huge impact off the bench.
Russell kicks it to the corner. Dudley for 3.
I mean, that's pretty.
Don't let your offense affect you. You're actually scoring the ball well. You're just giving up way too many points, so it feels like you're just not scoring on pace with them.
Russell lobs it up, and Allen oops the out. Out of USC.
14 fouls on the Suns already.
Russell lobs it up.
3rd team foul against Toronto, 4 against the Nets. Russell gets the step. Ball fake. Oh, that is smooth. D'Angelo.
Learned from a lot of good ones, including Greg Popovich. Foul was on Dunn, his first. Team's 3rd. Russell for 3. Got it. This guy's been. Selden comes off. Levine is back in. Big sequence approaching the halfway point of the 4th. Allen. Good move, and he scores it.
You know, little bitty things like that can kind of get the system going.
Nets have 14 seconds to work with. We approach 4 minutes to go in the first. LeVert the penetration and the lay-in. You mentioned
was there switching on defense. We're not going to see that out of the Timberwolves. Not nearly as much. Maybe some on the perimeter, but not at 4 or 5 positions.
LeVert bounces. Hollis Jefferson finishes.
Because he's not the only voice every time out. Redick just picked up his first personal foul. Approaching 8 to play. Good screen. LeVert with a floater inside for Allen, who will hammer it down.
It's got to continue to be ball protection, taking care of that basketball, limiting turnovers. You don't want to give the Pelicans some easy looks at the basket, given how tough they're making in the half court.
Oh, what a setup, LeVert.
Get 12 seconds on the shot clock here. LeVert will try a three and hit. A welcome.
First minute probably would not have put him in.
Right. Did the Nets know he actually had 5 and not 4, as was stated on the stat sheet? It's Allen show.
Leader in single-season bench scoring, passing Armin Gilliam. Spencer weaving his way through and gets to the bucket and scores. What a
the big guy to get over in a better position to block a shot.
So Allen with 2+ blocks in 8 of his last 13 games. Ed Davis now in for Brooklyn. Dinwiddie carving, kicking, Carroll hitting.
That's exactly what.
Diggs are in foul trouble, and Haslam will come in for Winslow. And 32 left in the half. Dinwiddie gets through, but he's 7 of 11 from the field. The Nets are 7 out of 9. Points in the paint so far, 12 apiece. Allen Crabbe is in. Rondé Hollis-Jefferson in for Brooklyn. LeVert, fake on Capella, stutter, lean.
On both ends of the floor. But that time what I like, he came up the floor to defend the pass lane instead of backing off.
LeVert goes inside against Kevin Love, and he scores it.
Kaboom. Yeah. But Harris is like a truck. Unaffected. Russell swings it. 3 for the roadie.
Holding the defender. That's what they were doing earlier on him. He tried to knock the arm down. Russell. Nice shot. Just not to be for Brooklyn.
Hollis-Jefferson. Now to Napier. Underneath. And that's Rondé Hollis-Jefferson.
You like it for the Nets.
The other night, Ryan Hollins was saying, as everyone knows, that Giannis needs the jump shot to finish games. I think he needs the jump shot to take wear and tear off his...
And he's imploring them to try to find some energy.
Well, this is where you push yourself through it. You know, you can't allow yourself to be tired, you know, especially when you're on the road and you're trying to get back into games as Angelo.
To get off the glass as he was falling out of bounds.
It's one thing to get an opportunity. It's another thing to take advantage of the opportunity, and Frank has. Harris. Started to run him off the line, and he gets a layup.
Was being noticed by everyone across this league. Russell hits another 3.
It's impressive to watch this club.
Dinwiddie will bring it in.
Russell got through a whole night. Good job.
And with a small lineup out here, minus, Allen, they've had success driving this thing to the basket. So just don't settle, especially with these switches. You can go buy some people. Russell versus Simmons is a good matchup. And then they go small, man to man.
Russell kicks. Harris connects.
That's the R.J. Jig.
I apologize, people.
141, 137. Nets looking to finish in Cleveland. Russell watched by Dellavedova. Under a minute to play. Russell peeks at the clock. 10 to shoot. Lulling Dellavedova to sleep. Crabbe sets the screen. A switch now with Stauskas. Shot clock down to 3. The jumper goes! D'Angelo Russell!
Dudley on the floor, and Harris would expect LeVert here to get the ball and make something of it.
Shot clock is off. Nets with the ball in a tie game. It's in LeVert's hands. Harris peering at the clock. It's down to 10. Forced now to make a move. Down to 4. Losing a lot of time. LeVert gave a glance for the win. Yes!
Out of timeouts. Harris, the trigger man. Gets it in for Dinwiddie. Nets trail by 4. Dinwiddie, 3 on the way. Buries it! Spencer!
It out there for the Knicks. Harris will look to inbound. Defended by Thomas. Gets it into LeVert. Matched up with Hardaway. Hardaway should force him to his left. Don't allow him to come right. He knows it well. Down to 6 seconds. LeVert drives.
Puts it up. With 1 second remaining. Harris to trigger in. Harris looking for Russell. Instead, it's Hollis Jefferson. Hollis Jefferson will take it. His layup is good. Hollis Jefferson.
Out of timeouts. Harris, the trigger man. Gets it in for Dinwiddie. Nets trail by 4. Dinwiddie, 3 on the way. Buries it. Spencer.
Dudley on the floor and Harris, but expect LeVert here to get the ball and make something of it.
Shot clock is off. Nets with the ball in a tie game. It's in LeVert's hands. Harris peering at the clock. It's down to 10. Forced now to make a move. Down to 4. There's a lot of time. LeVert gave a glance for the win. Yes!
With a small lineup out here, minus, Allen, they've had success driving this thing to the basket, so just don't settle, especially with these switches. You can go by some people. Russell versus Simmons is a good matchup. And then they go small, man-to-man.
Russell kicks. Harris connects. They've won 9 of the last 11 in that situation. They are here tonight. Dinwiddie at 3 is fouled, and he got fouled.
They just could take that pounding inside with no issues, no problems. 24 years old.
He just had an uncharacteristic issue with the rim early in the...
It's impressive to watch this club.
Dinwiddie will bring it in.
Russell got through a whole night. Good job.
You want to match that with their defensive quickness, but now you got to get a rebound without Andre out there.
Spencer Dinwiddie. Triple.
Games are winnable. It's just a matter of they have these bad quarters where they don't score. They go 3 or 4 minutes without scoring.
Napier gets the inbound and scores.
A chance to go in front for Brooklyn. Russell switched on Williams again. Trying to create space. Russell fading away. Connects! The birthday!
Nets trying to get to the finish line. They've won 5 in a row. 10 to shoot. Russell picked up by Kuzma. Russell got it!
That's what they're trying to communicate right now.
Crab to toss it in. Nets down by 3. Crab lobs it to Carroll. 2 seconds. 1 second. Carroll for the tie. Oh! It's good!
Basket. I know in this day and age I'm going out on a limb.
They put in Napier and Dinwiddie. There's the drive, and what a play out of the
and respond regardless of what has happened.
Nets have to get it in. Dinwiddie to the rim.
Games are winnable. It's just a matter of they have these bad quarters where they don't score. They go 3 or 4 minutes without scoring.
Napier gets the inbound and scores.
He's the best player in this league, but the Nets still have a chance. They need a 3.
Harris gets it in. Dinwiddie fires and hits.
They just could take that pounding inside with no issues, no problems. 24 years old.
He just had an uncharacteristic issue with the rim early in the